Um, this is actually my second time. This would be my second time recording this video. I had recorded a whole video, probably was talking for about 30 minutes, and then I found out that it wasn't actually recording. So now I have to do that all over again. Anyway, um, let's do it again. My name is Timi, and I am 25 years old. It's been a while since actually in the previous video that I recorded, I was talking a little faster. So I in this video I would talk slower, a little more slow. Yeah. It's been a while since I recorded one of these videos. Um, I've had a very challenging year. I mean, it's not the end of the year yet. We still have one more month, but I've had a very very challenging year. Um, before I set up my whole camera, I thought to myself, I how would you even start this video? Because it's been a while since you recorded any video. So I thought I would start from narrating what happened from January up until this point, November. So January. I'm physically saying all this again because I recorded this earlier on. But anyway, January was a continuation of basically all what happened to me in 2024. Um, yeah, January was a pretty much normal month. With normal month, when I mean by normal month, was the it was within the things that would usually happen to me in 2024. And then February came, and February came. That was the month where I got my notification that I got approved for notification that I got approved for permanent residency in Canada. So I did get my PR in February, which was very exciting. There was a lot of joy. There was a lot of celebration with my family and my friends. Also, a very I'm proud of myself moment in February. So my PR card, came in March. My PR card came in March 16th, and then by March 20th, I was gone. I was out of the country. Um, February I also had a very stressful month. A month that basically threw me in distress, in a whole lot of emotional distress. February wasn't a good month for me. February was um it was it was actually, now that I think about it, I think I'm a little confused. Um February was, it's fine. Yeah, February was a mixture. It was a mixture for me. And then March came. I got my PR card in March, and by March 20th, I was gone. I went to Nigeria to see my family again for the first time in 4 years. Because I moved here when I was 21. Yeah, 2025. Yeah, since 4 years. It's, oh my goodness, it was a whole lot. The whole trip was something very spiritual because I think back to the trip, and I can't comprehend what happened. Um, it was a very fun trip as well. I saw my family again. I saw my sisters. I remember at the airport when I landed in Lagos airport. I literally saw my mom and I started crying. That wasn't planned. My sister took the video. My sister has a video of me literally. I saw my mom's car, and then I saw how it happened was I saw my mom's car basically pull over by the entrance, and then I saw my sisters already came out to give me a hug, but I saw my mom sitting down in the car, and I basically wanted to yank the door open. I was like, open the door. I basically started crying. I was hugging my mom. I was crying. Because it wasn't planned. I guess it was just some sort of um at that moment was like, look at me, I have been suffering. This is You have no idea what I went through the moment when I saw her. Which basically led to a lot of the emotions that I basically showed. So we drove home. It was a quiet ride. Drove home and then saw my house again. In another video, I would talk about my experience in Nigeria after 4 years. I saw my friends again. I met Joy. We both went to the Kevin concert. Oh my goodness. That night at the Kevin concert was the best night of my life. Till date, is the best night of my life yet. Very fun night, very fun night. I would want to make a video about my trip in Nigeria, but a brief summary. I A lot of my time in Nigeria, I spent time learning how to make Yoruba. I was working at an art workshop, and I spent time learning how to make the Yoruba fabric, which is what I have behind me. I actually made this. This is the Adire Leko. I hand painted it myself. I have another design basically right over there, and I still have the fabric, and I have the materials to make them when I do have time. I do plan to make a lot more. Yeah, it was really fun. I was in Nigeria for close to 3 months. It was fun. So I moved back. So from Nigeria, I got back to Canada, and I think that is basically when basically everything just went to shit, literally. So yeah, I got back in June. So basically in June, that was basically when things just got really hard. I got back in June, and then when I got back in June, so initially, when before I traveled to Nigeria, I had to stop my insurance, my vehicle insurance, and then because I was going to be gone for a long period, so I'd canceled my insurance, and then on getting back to Canada, which was after a long time, I had no money because I basically spent a lot of my money in Nigeria. So I didn't have money to pay back to start to resume my insurance plate. So I took the risk, and I drove my vehicle, and I got pulled over by the police, and I got a $2,000 ticket, which basically made me want to kill myself. I mean, I'm laughing about it now, but when it happened, it wasn't really funny. That situation made me go into three depressions, like at three different times, basically, because that day when I got pulled over, I got two separate tickets, and those two separate tickets had two different dates to show up at the court. So the first time I got the ticket, I got that day when I got the ticket, it was two tickets in one day. Actually, it was three tickets. It was three tickets in one day. Three tickets in one. I wish I was lying. Three tickets in one day, and the all summed up to $2,000. So basically, three tickets in one day, and I got home, and I basically fell into depression because I was like, why is this happening to me? Um, like I just got really unlucky, and that happened. So that happened in June, and my time to show up in court wasn't up until August. So I was able to heal in July. So in July, that was when I basically started my prereq for nursing, because I do plan to take a short nursing program that would eventually help me achieving part of my goal in the future. So I basically started that prereq in July. So it was a 2 month prereq program thing. Um, that spanned from July till August. So in July, my prereq was anatomy and physiology, um, which is pretty intense. Anatomy and physiology is basically very it's a lot, and then we had to cover everything in 2 months. Usually, a lot of people on my hair. Usually, a lot of people. I'm actually looking at my. I do have a screen here. It's more of like a monitor. So if I'm looking down, it's literally. I should look here, but I'm looking down because I can see myself from here. Anyway, so what was I saying? Gosh, I can't remember. Oh yeah. So anatomy and physiology. It's a whole lot, and then we had to take anatomy and physiology in 2 months. A lot of people take anatomy and physiology for 4 years, some take for 2 years, some take for a year, but we had to take that for 2 months. It was a lot. So I had to do a lot of studying from July to August. So August came, now I had to show up in court for my ticket. I had to show up in court 2 times, and each time was very disappointing. I had judges that were not willing to listen to me or show me mercy or even hear my story, because I do have proof that I was away from the country, which was why I didn't pay for my insurance for that long. I took my passport with me, but they just weren't listening, and they just said, "Oh yeah, we see that you traveled, but you came back and you took the risk and you drove your vehicle. So because of that, we're giving you the ticket." So basically, each time I appeared in court. So the first time I appeared in court was around August 21, 21st, and then the second time I appeared in court was in August 29th. So basically a week in between. So August 21st, I fell into depression. August 29th, I fell into another depression, which, if I tell you, I wanted to kill myself. It was a lot. So that was basically how my August went. My July was just a whole lot of me trying to study, trying to get myself back into the whole studying mood. And then August came, tough. It was also around that time, the whole course thing. I was studying for my final for my prereq because it was from July to August. So the ending of August, I was studying for my final for the prereq. Um, so that was basically what happened in August. So because I'd experienced a very traumatic month, um, September came and I needed to apply for college. So before then, I was really contemplating: should I go for college? Should I stay? Should I wait till next year? And because I didn't want to waste any more time, I decided to apply for college. Pretty much, it was also last minute when I applied for college. I'd applied to University of McGill in Montreal because Montreal is one of the provinces that I do really would want to move to. So I applied to McGill back in March when I was in Nigeria. I was applying to other schools when I was in Nigeria as well. So I applied to McGill. And then when I was in Osun State, actually, because I spent a lot of my time in Osun State, which is where I'm from. So when I was in Osun State, I got the notification that I didn't get into McGill. So I had to, when I was back in Canada, I basically didn't have any offer from any school. So I had to apply to the University of Saskatchewan, which is where I go now. Where's my ID? My ID. I actually was saw my ID not long ago. Oh, there it is. There it is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's uh, uh there it is. That's my ID. Yeah. That's my ID. um I don't know why I'm laughing because it's not funny. Um yeah, so I applied to the University of Saskatchewan, which I got in. And I at first I didn't even I didn't even accept my offer because I wasn't sure if I should go, and I wasn't even in the right headspace um to accept the offer because I'd gone through a whole lot of stress. Also, I live in the country by myself. I have my whole family back home, so It was just a whole lot deciding that, and just having to self advocate, and the ability to continuing to self advocate for myself was just was, I just didn't have the capacity to do that. So that affected me accepting my offer to university. But then I did accepted my offer, but it was basically late already. I was a week behind. I remember the first day of school when I was in school. Um, it was very stressful because I usually, when you accept your offer to school, you go to school. They do like a tour where they show you where your classes are. They show you where you should go, student advisors, and all those things. But because I basically wasn't in school, I missed all of that. So I had to figure out everything on my own. The first day I even went to school, I didn't even know where my classes were, so I was already late. I was already late to classes. I remember one time I went to a class, and they were rounding up the class because I didn't know where my classes were, so it was a lot stressful. It was the first time in many years being around people that were my age, given my situation, because before PR I was mostly work at most of the time was working to get my permanent residency. So a lot of my coworkers were a lot older than me, twice my age mostly. Maybe there'll be maybe two to three people that'll be my age range, but a lot of them were older than me. So I wasn't really close to. I wasn't in the midst of people that were younger than me, or a lot of like the previous years. I usually would be the youngest person everywhere I go. So now in school, where there were a lot of young people and people just around my age, it was a different environment, um which was very hard. I remember coming home from school, the first day of school. I just went back. I just went straight to sleep because I was so tired and exhausted. um it was very stressful. I was so stressed. My anxiety was high. So up until then, which was September, second week of September till now, I have been dealing with depression. So it's just been back to back to back to back depression from June. From the moment I came back from Nigeria, I just want to kill myself. It's like it's hard. It's really hard. Um so yeah, it's so interesting because before before taking out my camera to record, because I haven't done this in a while. Before taking out my camera, actually, I what's funny was when I got back from Nigeria, I sold my lens because I was in a lot of financial situation. So I had to sell my lens. I had to sell my other gear that I wasn't really using at that time to pay back my credit card. So I didn't even have any lens to be able to record. I didn't have any. I only had my camera, my phone, and all of that. So from June till now, it has been back to 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 back. Very triggering situation. And it's funny because up until before I set up my camera, I was very depressed. I had a very nasty shirt on. I basically had to change my shirt for this video. I had to set up my background here. Um, and it's so interesting because it's art, and it's very convincing to me that art is one of the things that basically help me. Um, it helps me basically survive because I've seen the change in my mental health. Now I can talk. Now I can laugh about things, but an hour ago or an hour and a half ago, because I recorded this video before realizing that it wasn't recording, but an hour ago I was in very bad I was in a bad place. One of my friend's birthday was today, but I couldn't attend as well because I just felt like it felt like a big thing to get out of my bed, go out, mingle with people was a lot. But taking this doing this right now as is basically, it's more of a serotonin kind of like a dopamine sensory receptor thing going on in my head. I'm taking psychology classes now, so I might be talking psychology here and there. Bear with me, but yeah. Um, so it's interesting. I feel like this year has been a year of transformation because there's been a lot of change. Um, it would have been really interesting if I took like an MRI or some sort of brain scan, like a brain scan test, maybe in 2024 compared to now. There would have been, I'm sure there would have been a lot of change in my brain because my brain has gone through a lot of um a lot of how do I don't even know how to merge my brain and my anxiety. My brain has gone through a lot of trauma. My brain has gone through my brain has sensed my body to feel like I'm in threat. So basically I'm living on anxiety mode from June to now. I'm basically living on anxiety mode. I'm living on depression mode because there's a lot of new changes. There's a lot of new things going on. So my brain is saying, "Hey, this is not normal. This is not the normal thing for you. So this is a threat." So it's affecting me. I'm not even doing as well in school as I thought I would do. That is also triggering me as well because I do have some trauma with academics. I'm giving my previous history back when I was in school in Nigeria. So that's really my camera died for some reason. But anyway, I have 6 minutes left until I don't have any more space in my camera as well. But yeah, it's just very interesting how much I won't even say interesting. It's very tough how my 2025 has really gone so far. But I thought it was very crucial. It was essential for me to make this video to document my growth, to also to document the beginning of wherever this will take me, wherever my education will take me, whatever getting my PR will take me. So this is the beginning of it. The beginning is hard. I am going through I'm going through a lot. And in the previous video that I recorded before I realized that before I realized it wasn't recording, I cried. I cried. It would be unnatural for me to cry at this point because I already cried and released the tension. But yeah, giving okay. Now I want to cry. Now the tears are forming up in my eye. Um, but yeah, I cried in the video, the one that I recorded earlier on because of how much things I'm having to go through. Um, and also for context, my whole family's back home, and it's just me, and I don't really have my friends being there physically. I do talk to my friends online. A lot of my friends are back in Nigeria, and the ones that I hear as here in Canada as well, they're going through their own stuff. You know, being in this country is hard. And I said in my video, in the previous video that I recorded, that I was going to name this video "Depression" because that's basically what it is. That's basically what this year has been. It's been, let's say, what, 20% happiness, and the 20% would be from going home, and the rest of it is just like depression. Right now is midterm week from school, which is why I'm able to have a little bit of chance to record. I do feel I feel a little bit ability to breathe. Oh, my neck hurts. Anyway, yeah, and yeah, I didn't even talk about my hair. I took my locks out. I took my locks out when I got back from Nigeria. And then I realized that I'm a lock girl. I can't handle making my hair. I did braid my hair for a couple months, and I realized that I am really, really tender headed. Given that it's been a while since I also had hair braided, so I have baby locks. I have baby locks right now. So I'm starting my locks all over again. Yeah, I'm really excited. I do feel back alive, and I do feel that I will be able to make more videos. This basically now is my oxygen. When life is hard, pick up your camera. When life is hard, do something artful, do something that makes you happy. Making videos make me happy. Showcasing art in any way or form makes me happy. This is more of a, it's more of a, it's more of a like a uh neurotransmitter. It's more of like a thing to basically imitate all of the things in my brain that is not giving me happiness. It's replenishing that, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm happy for that. So yeah, I have 1 more minute, 22 seconds left. I'm exhausted because I've made this video before. But yeah, anyway, that is what I wanted to share in this video. Hopefully, um hopefully I can try to make videos every week, documenting where I'm at, trying to be more vulnerable. Oh, oh, I missed one thing I wanted to talk about. I missed one thing I wanted to talk about, but um that would be another video. That would be another video. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny that I'm able to laugh now. It's good. It's good that I'm able to laugh now, given that from June till now I really wasn't really laughing. Well, it's so good. It's good now that I can laugh. My mental health is better. I can call my family back in Nigeria.